Right, good, man. My name's Patrick. I'm an addict, and man, it's always an honor and a privilege to be anywhere in a room of Narcotics Anonymous and be asked to give something back, man. So I'm truly honored to be here with all of you from wherever you're at. So I met Danny from Utah, and I see a couple of names on here I recognize. So it's a blessing to be here, man. And yeah, I love that. I love that topic, living the program, man. Somewhere in our basic text it says the message is meaningless unless we live it, and it's a very true statement, man. It's like we can come into the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and we can even do a lot of work, and but if unless we live the program and truly live this way of life, we're just giving it lip service. So there's a lot more involved than just doing some work, man. We got to actually walk this walk, and I can promise you that no matter what country I'm in, that I'm an addict and I'm living this program. And I've been in several countries since I've been clean. My clean date is June the 17th of 1990. So I got a little over 30 years. Actually, I'm coming up on 31 years clean in June. So I'm getting real close to another anniversary, and we will celebrate 31 years clean. And I'm excited about that. I'm truly grateful and humbled by this program and what it has done for me and the life that it has given me. And I sponsored Dave, and I've been working with him for several years, and I've grown to love this man so much, man, that I started going to Africa. I don't know, man, it's been a long time ago. It was before even South Africa was seated as a region at the World Service Conference. I think the following year they got seated, so it was right before they y'all got seated as a region that I was coming out there, and y'all were having an annual convention. So now it's a regional convention, but that's how long I've been coming out there. I've been there like 6 times, I think. And I love the country there. I just love everything about South Africa, and I love the fellowship there. And I've had several sponsees there, and I got a couple left, man. And I'm way past due to come back, and I tell people I'm homesick, and that my part of my heart and spirit is in South Africa, and I think it always will be. And I'm homesick. I want to come home. I want to come back, and maybe when this COVID clears up, man, I'll be on a plane headed that way. I always have a good time over there. I always feel the love when I'm over there, and the message is clear. The fellowship is strong, and recovery is good, man. So I'm excited about life again. And I got to tell y'all, some of y'all know, but probably most of y'all probably don't. That I just walked through probably the hardest, darkest period of my life. I mean, even before using and clean. Here in my using, I started using very young in life, and I started getting in trouble very young in life, and I ended up in a lot of institutions, and my story is jails and institutions, and near death. I've overdosed 3 times, but I spent a few years in prison. I've been to prison 3 times here in the States, and that's just my life story, man. It's just constant in and out of jail, in and out of prison. Couldn't stop using, didn't know I had a disease, didn't want to stop using. I probably didn't think about stopping until the last 6 months of my using, when I felt myself actually dying from the drugs I was doing. And for a split second, I said, maybe you need to quit. And the disease kicked in right away. I said, oh, hell no, go get another one. And so that's what I did. And 6 months later, I was laying strung out in the back room in my mom's house, and thinking, how addicts have all these wonderful, great ideas to, save their life. And I was laying in bed, and the only thing I could think of to save my life at that time was to wake up and go down to the corner convenience store and rob the store, and go out and sit down on the curb and wait for the cops to come pick me up and take me to jail so I can go back to prison. And I felt like that was the only way I was going to survive this disease I didn't know I had. Thank God had other plans, and He brought me to Narcotics Anonymous, and I've been here ever since, man. So relapse is not part of my story, and I do everything in the course of a day to make it not part of my story. So when I get up in the morning, I pray and I ask God to help me stay clean for another day. I ask God to help me get closer to Him and further away from self, and give me the opportunity to help somebody else. And used to, it was just helping somebody else. To me meant helping another addict in the rooms, man. And I still do that. That's still my passion. I sponsor a lot of men. I sponsor a lot of men behind the walls here in prisons in Texas and other states. And it's still my passion. But my service, period. On our medallions it says God, self, service, and society, and I don't neglect any of those. And society, probably the least one we talk about. I am a productive member of society, and I help people out in society every chance I got, because that is what Narcotics Anonymous has taught me to do. Get out of self, period. And our literature says we practice these principles in all our affairs, not just in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, but all through life. So living the program is everything to me. I walk, I breathe, I eat, I sleep, I think, I hear, I speak, recovery. That's just how I live my life. And that doesn't mean I'm perfect, because I fall short. I'm an addict. I have defects of character. I develop shortcomings. I make mistakes, but you know what? I get up, I brush off, I think about the solution. How can I get to the other side? How can I make this right? What I need to do to make amends, and I continue in the process of recovery. And that's one thing I haven't stopped for over 30 years, is the process of recovery. So, you know, even my wife has been out to South Africa. I actually proposed to her on the beach at Cape Point, the Cape of Good Hope. So I took her over there one year, and I took her down to that beach, and I proposed to her on that beach, and we had a wonderful life together, 10 years, and it was amazing up until last year, when she developed brain cancer in October, and she died in November. Um, so that brings me to where I'm at today. It's been a very hard, painful time in my life, and I've had to walk through this. But the good thing is, I haven't had to walk, I haven't had to use behind it, didn't even think about it. I haven't had to walk through this alone. The arms of Narcotics Anonymous wrapped themselves around me and loved me through this. Um, and I got what I needed from God and NA, and whatever I needed to help me get through this. And I got through it without medication, just with prayer and meditation, not prayer and medication. So I got through it with prayer and meditation, and a lot of help. And I did go to some grief support groups, and I continued sponsoring my guys, and talking to my sponsor, and reaching out to the fellowship, and I've been able to get through it. And you know what? I'm so blessed, man. I'm so blessed that I've made it to the other side of this. And even though when I talk about it, it'll bring up the feelings and emotions, I'm not doubled over in agonizing pain anymore, and I'm not just petrified with the pain, and paralyzed with the motion. Before, I couldn't even hardly talk. I couldn't get up. I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't function. And today, the worst thing that's going on is grief affects the memory as well. It affects the mind. We actually suffer a brain trauma, and I'm kind of still in it, so it's hard for me to focus sometimes, hard for me to pay attention. My memory is shot, but it's getting better. It's getting better. I just get up and I practice and I pray and I walk through my day and I do the best I can. And that's another thing that NA taught me to do: not beat myself up, and self-acceptance, and love myself, and keep God close, and keep y'all close, and walk through the day, and just get myself back to health. And that's what I'm doing. And today it's good. I miss my wife. I love my wife. And but today I'm back to me normal when I was single. So, and I tell people, I was blessed before I met my wife. I was blessed with my wife, and I'm blessed now. And I've never lost sight of that. And when I was going through the grieving, man, I just dug in. I did the work. I reached out to the fellowship, and even my guys in on the outside and inside prison, man, the guys inside would write to me, and they would tell me, man, don't worry about us. Take care of yourself. We'll be okay. And I wrote them back, and I said, bullshit. I said, y'all need to keep doing the work, man. I said, nothing stops. I said, nothing stopped in my life. I'm still doing the work. I'm still going to meetings. I'm still sharing. I'm still reaching out. I said, nothing stops. And I said, I need something to do. I need to get out of myself. So y'all need to keep doing the work, so that y'all don't get stuck, so that y'all don't fall behind, and y'all get me out of myself. So please, for my sake and your sake, please keep doing the work. And so we continued. And it's been the greatest gift of everything, man, just to continue in this process of recovery. And I already knew from previous experiences that I can get through anything clean, because pain is not, I'm no stranger to pain. I celebrated a year clean. My mom died, 2 years clean. My dad died, 4 years clean. My last grandparent, 5 years clean. One of my brothers overdosed and died. I've been through a few relationships, divorce, bankruptcy, lost kids, home, land, money, jobs, you name it, man. I've been through it, but I haven't found a reason to use yet. And be honest with you, I don't think I have any reservations. If I have, I haven't met them yet. I feel like I'm a excuse my language, but I'm a bad motherfucker. And just, I got the strongest heart of anybody I know. And it still cuts, it still bleeds, it still hurts. But I stand up and I walk through this. The cool thing is, in my step work, man, I was told to look for the spiritual principles I see my God to be, and I want to see him myself. So when this thing happened, I started looking for God automatically, man. And I found him everywhere I looked. And I've been able to walk through this with dignity, integrity, faith, hope, trust, love, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, all these things, man. And that's what I see in my life, and that's what I got, and that's how I walk through this dark time in my life. And you know what? It worked, because I got to the other side. I didn't have to act out behind sex, food, money, work, or using. And it's been a blessing, man. I actually couldn't work for a couple of months. I'm just now getting back into working, man. But um, I just want to let y'all know that we're not alone, and that no matter who we are and where we are, that we're going to go through some times. In it works out in why, I think page 33, somebody brought it to my attention. And it says, there is no amount of spiritual awareness that will take away the pain. And you know what? That's a very true statement, because I'm a very spiritually aware person, and I live and breathe with God. And I was in so much pain. It was like, there were days when, our basic text talks about, you think it'd be insane to walk up to somebody and ask for a fatal heart attack or a fatal accident or a heart attack or something like that. And I was, be honest with you, I was asking for that heart attack. The pain was so bad. I was asking God, please let me die. That's how painful it was. But I was able to stay strong, man, and keep my head up and just walk through the pain. And I embraced it. And today, it's like another thing I found in this whole experience. Like, even the pain of suffering, man, was a gift. And I tell people, the pain of losing my wife was a gift, because it's a testament to the love I have for her. And now the experience of walking through this the way I have has become a gift, because now I have something to share with others. I have an experience that can help others who lose loved ones in recovery walk through this, or out of recovery walk through this. And God loves me so much, he has put two people in my path that just lost their loved ones. One of them, their husband died 2 weeks after my wife. Another one, his wife died a few weeks ago, and I was at her funeral. And I'm helping him walk through this, man, with the same spiritual principles that I was able to walk through this with. So no matter what, man, we don't have to use. No matter what, there's hope. No matter what, life goes on. And I'm excited about life again. I don't know what the new me looks like. I'm just working and going to meetings, but I'm excited, man. I have all these ideas of stuff I want to do. And, and I lost a lot of weight, not in a good way. I lost about 30, 40 pounds through stress, man. And I think part of that was I had to sit and watch my wife starve to death, man. And I think subconsciously, maybe I was starving myself to death too, to see what she felt, to have some empathy, pain for my wife. And but I'm okay with losing the weight. Me and her struggled with this one for a long time, and now I'm doing the work to keep it off. I bought me a bike. I started riding, and I'm working out a little bit. But anyway, it's a good life, man. I'm back to joyous, happy, joyous, and free. I really am. I have joy in my life. I'm free again, and I've healed, from those wounds, and I've got to the other side of grief. There's no going back for me. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to embrace life again and see what it has to offer. I'm 60 years old, 30 years clean, and I'm not done. So, I just want y'all to know that no matter what you walk through, we don't have to use. First step says we have a choice. We no longer have to use, and this is a great freedom. First step says we must change the way we think or go back to using. So there's warning signs all through this book. But you know what's cool about every chapter in this basic text, that it talks about the darkness and the disease, but never without the hope and the light. Because if you continue reading the chapter, you're going to see the hope, you're going to see the light. You're going to hear the hope and see the light. and it's continuous all throughout our literature. I love our literature. I love the basic text. I'm a basic text kind of guy. So I love that book, man. And I never go through the darkness without seeing the light and feeling the hope. And that's where I'm at again. So yeah, we do this together. We are a family and we support one another, man. First tradition says our common welfare must come first. Personal recovery depends on NA unity. And I believe in that, man. So my personal recovery depends on the fact that you guys are all united in the same effort to carry this message to addict that still suffers and to support me in my recovery, man. Our first tradition emphasizes how important this is, and I believe in that with all my heart. I'm not confused about who we are, what we're about, and what our purpose is, man. And for 30 something years, I've been involved in service to this fellowship, and it's not going to stop today. So I don't know how much time I burned up, man, but I just want y'all to know I love y'all. I miss y'all, and to keep doing the work, man, because you're worth it. I'm excited for all you guys that are new in here. I am like so stoked, man, so excited for you because your life has just begun. And there are so many, if you dig in and do the work, put your heart and soul into this program and build a strong foundation because you're going to fucking need it. You're going to need it because you're going to suffer the pain of living. Second step, when we get to the program, the first thing we do is stop using, then we begin to feel the pain of living without drugs or anything to replace it. This forces us to reach out to a power greater than ourselves to relieve the obsession to use. Just know it's coming, but just know you don't have to use. And many gifts and many miracles are on the way. So brace yourself. You're in for a hell of a ride. And I love Narcotics Anonymous. I don't go anywhere else for my recovery. I got over 30 years all in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and I'm proud to be able to stand up and say that. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for my recovery, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to hang out with y'all and share with y'all, man. My name's Patrick. I'm an addict, and I love life today.
Patrick, my brother, wow. You always just manage to